Hey friends, today I'm building a bench slash shoe holder, and we got about 8 foot 2x4s, and a box of 3.5 inch screws and a box of 3 inch screws. So all this is for about 30 bucks, and we're gonna cut it up to different sizes that we need, and we'll get rolling on this. We'll show you how we do it. Alright, so we're going to take two of these 8 foot 2x4s and cut them in half at 4 feet each. So we marked one of them, we're going to mark the other one, and then cut them. Okay, so this is measured at 4 feet also. I'm going to go ahead and cut or burn our way through because my blade is super dull right now. Okay, so there's our second one. I just went ahead and I was going to make 3 foot on the top, but I decided to make it a 4 foot bench on top. So that's what we're going to do. There's the second cut. All right, so far we got 4 4-footers and 4 3-footers. I just need 4 more 3-footers, and then we'll work on the legs. And right now we're measuring. And when you measure, I'm going to measure from the end. Make sure that is squared up on the 2x4, and see how your tape is diagonal. You want your tape right there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, is it right on the 3? Make sure your thing is square. Make sure that didn't move. Is it level on there?
Yes.
Perfectly level.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That's what you want to do. Okay, finally the cutting is over, and what we have is 4 4-foot lengths. 3, 6, 8. You want 8? 8, yes. 8. 4 4-foot lengths, 8 3-foot lengths, 4 20 inches for the legs, and then we want 6 1-footers. Okay, so that's the wood you need, and it looks like we have a little left over, which is good, and it's going to be coming under budget then. So that's what we got so far. We got those cut. Now we're going to screw them together and have ourselves a nice little bench. Okay, so what we did so far is we figured out we want this to be a foot wide, our bench. We're using 3 2x4s, so there's a gap in between 3/4 of an inch. So I just took some washers on a screw, measured those at 3/4 of an inch, made sure those are equidistant between each one. We're going to screw this into our 2x4 on the bottom there, making sure all these are equidistant. This will keep the 2x4 is going to keep them at the proper distance apart once we get those screwed in. So that was just to make sure we had it all squared away. Yeah, we'll show you what that looks like. We're going to put a screw into these right here, and this will be one of our lower shelves, and this is the top, and this is from the bottom of the bench. Okay, so basically took these and made sure that our gaps are all good. This is nice and squared away. What we're going to do, actually, I didn't want the screws to show on the shelf of the board. So what we're going to do is we're going to screw in from the bottom here. And we have 3-inch nails, which if you go all the way in flush, it should be about right. I'm going to do it at a little bit of an angle, so if it does, if it does go flat here, it's not going to punch through there. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we screwed in the screws on the bottom here, and I did it kind of at an angle. What you want to do is you want to go away from the front, so I just kind of screwed it at an angle. If you screw it that way, you might be splitting the wood, so you want to try to get as much purchase on the wood as possible. So screw in towards, away from the end of it. So I screwed it in an angle that way, like that. Okay, so we're going to flip it over to make sure we didn't screw through. None of the screws came up, and that's why I did it. It's this. I use a 3-inch screw, okay, and those are, you know, if you do it straight, a 2x4 is actually 2.5 by 3.5, kind of. So you can see if I did it straight, it still probably wouldn't poke through, but I did it at an angle about like that, so we have that much more of wood to work with, just in case, so it doesn't. Because if you go through kind of sunk into the wood a little bit, it's going to poke through, and you don't want to be sitting on that, even though this is the part for the shoes. So anyways, we're going to do the same with the other one. So we have 2 of these, and we'll come back when we got that done. Alright, so we put 2 screws at the bottom of each one to keep it from rotating on the 4-foot one. We're probably not going to do that on this one, on the 2 shelves. So 2 screws in each one. Make sure your gap is the same all the way through, and the ends are even. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to attach this bottom shelf to the leg somehow. We're going to do that, and we'll show you how, and we'll come back. Okay, so now we're putting on the legs, and these we're putting in using 3.5-inch screws. Try to get right in the middle of the 2x4s here, and we're just going to put this flush on the ground. So this bottom shelf is going to be part of the legs, so it should be quite a bit more stable. I just want a little bit more of a gap underneath there, so that's why we're doing that. This you want flush on the sides right here, because we're going to put a face plate over that too. Alright, so here we go. Okay, we'll get the other one on there, and we'll be back. So we measured 7 inches from the bottom of the shelf to this one. Top of the shelf to the bottom of this one, 7 inches. Mark that off. You want it flush on the side here, so get your post straight, the legs, and then we'll go ahead and put 1 screw in. These are the 3.5-inch screws. And we'll put it right here. Yep. Okay, we're going to do the other side. We'll be back. Ready?
Yeah.
So I put another screw on the side here going into the cross beam, and another one here. And I like to go a little bit overboard on the screws. I like to make it pretty stout, so a couple extra screws is going to make it that much stronger. So now that we have this second shelf in, we're going to flip it over and get that attached to the bottom part here, which is actually the top. So you want to make sure your 2x4s are nice and lined up on there, hopefully. And nice and flush. So, there we go. And so that's got to be flush on there. Okay, we're good there, good there. And if it's sticking out a little bit, like this one might be, all I do is back out my screws a little bit, and then even this one up. So I'll probably just back out these two. You can see it's overlapping right here just a tad. Pull that in so it's flush on the sides, and we'll call it good. Alright, we'll be back when you do that. So I'm just using an Irwin quick grip just to make sure we're flush on either side here. So just bringing in just a tad. Good on that side, and we're good. Just a tad. There we go. So I'm going to hold that on there, and now we're going to screw into the sides there. I'll hit one, actually I'll put probably 2 in here, and call it good. So let's go kind of at an angle here. side as well. To the other one, we'll put one in here and one here on both of them. So we'll put two in each. Get up a little high and kind of come in at an angle. All right, we'll get the other ones in and then we'll come back. Good. Okay, we're gonna flip this thing over now. We got this tied in, 2 screws in the legs and then going into the sides as well. So the bottom now becomes the top. Oh, that'll hold just about anybody that wants to sit on there, or any 4 people for that matter. Okay, so we're gonna check and see if our shoes are gonna fit on here. So we got a little shoe here. That's looking good. There's a like 6-inch size shoe and another one. So one's a little bit higher on the top, and you can vary the gap as you want it. So most shoes aren't high tops, so they'll fit nicely, and the other one, smaller ones on the bottom. So let's secure. Actually, just put a couple more boards on here. We're gonna call it good. So do that now. All right. So we're gonna take a couple more 3.5 inchers, and we're gonna put just a little face here on the front of the bench. So we're gonna put one right here, straight in. Call it good. And we'll do the same thing to the other side right here. Possibly. Oh, is that right in the way? Nice. Okay. And we're going to put this one right there. Here we go. So that gives it a nice little look there on the front. So put your shoes under there, and then I think I'm going to put a couple more face plates on there, and then we'll call it good. Okay. Alright, so here it is. Change the measurements a little bit, as I said. I was going to initially just do 3 feet on the top, and I switched it over to do 4 feet length on top because it just looked a little, I think, seemed like it fit a little better. Okay, so we have 2 areas here for shoes on the bottom. One on the bottom, a little lower, and on the top here. It's very solid, actually. Let's go ahead and sit on it here. Show you guys what I'm talking about. Do a little test run here. Oh, exposed. So there it is there. And this thing is going to hold an elephant, so it's really quite solid. I'm actually probably either going to paint it or stain it. I'm going to go over it nice with a sander. Sand it all down, make sure there's no slivers or anything. But yeah, it probably weighs about 50 pounds. It's really solid. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this outside or inside on the porch or by the door. But that's it. If I do some more work on it, I'm just going to sand it down, like I said, and then so you know what? Let me throw some shoes on there and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I throw some shoes in there. As you can see, like the Adidas is on the right. Those ones are high tops, and they fit just fine there. You got about 6 inches, 7 inches of clearance or so. And if you have them that are too tall, like I did on the bottom, I just flipped them sideways. So these will hold probably quite a few pairs of shoes, depending on how you want to put them in there. That's what it looks like right now, my friends, and we'll continue on. Alright, here we go. This is what it looks like when it's all done, all nice and organized. Holds like 4 people. And all the shoes fit under there. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 and some boots on the side. So that's what we're looking at. And this is the before. So that's what it looks like if you don't have the bench there to put all your, you just got a bunch of shoes all over the place. And so I did the before, the after first, and then the before. So that's what it looks like. A nice sitting bench, sturdy, for under $30. So let's get a long shot here. It actually looks pretty nice on the porch there. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. I'll put the materials, the dimensions of all the board in the description below. Have a great day.